Good evening and welcome to the special presentations of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley, September 20th, 2022. Call to order at 5:34. Special presentations tonight will be the recognition of the Independence Day Parade Award winners. And that will be presented by Councilmember Elena Baca Santa Cruz.
Yeah. I'm gonna come down. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's special presentations. This year, the 4th of July parade theme was Independence Day the Movell Way. And we had a total of 65 parade entries in 9 separate categories. The 2022 4th of July parade was truly exceptional. A huge thank to everyone who participated. Let's give everyone who participated a big round of applause. Each of tonight's winners have earned a title and a trophy for their participation. Assisting me with presenting the trophies are Parks and Community Services Superintendent Socorro Huerta. Socorro, could you please join me? As I announce each of the winning categories, please join me at the stage to be recognized. For the sweepstakes category, we have the March Museum T38. Congratulations. We're going to take a photo. Would you mind staying? He'll lead. For the theme trophy, we have the Liberty 8 Moreno Valley Bell 2. Congratulations. Yeah, please step up. For the Mayor and Council trophy, we have the American Legion 574. Congratulations. For the Chamber of Commerce trophy, we have the Interact Club sponsored MV Rotary. Congratulations. For the outstanding vehicle entry, we have Alessandro VFW Post 8547. For the outstanding craftsmanship entry, we have the Moreno Valley United Methodist Church. Woohoo! Congratulations. And for the outstanding non-commercial entry, we have iMake Mobile Innovative Center. We did have 2 more winners. Unfortunately, they're unable to join us tonight, but I did want to recognize for outstanding cultural entry, we have Trail Seekers of Moreno Valley. Oh, you're here? Oh, come on up, please. For the outstanding cultural event, we have the Trail Seekers of Moreno Valley. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us tonight. And last but not least, the most entertaining entry trophy goes to the Pacific Crest Band. Unfortunately, the Pacific Crest Band was unable to join us tonight. So this concludes the July 4th Independence Day Parade of Winners. And on behalf of the Mayor and the City Council, I would like to congratulate all the trophy winners for their outstanding entries in the city's parade. I would also like to thank the parade judges and the Parks and Community Services staff and volunteers who helped make the parade a wonderful community event. Let's give all the recipients a round of applause.
All right, let's use all three steps. So because we need to condense a little bit, so let's get some of you on the second. Those three over here. Yeah, taller folks in the back. I can get you right here to go this way. And Bill, I can see right here. There we go. I got everything. If I can have you come forward so we can see you. I get to see everyone, it looks like.
Everyone see the camera?
See you three right there on the second step, or brown shirt, pink shirt, blue shirt. Take a few steps this direction. So we can get you. There we go. Oh, brown, or you're fine. You're in the back, brown shirt. This direction. There we go. All right. Doing our best to see everyone. All right, we're gonna do a couple. So get them to switch. All right, we do a few in 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Let's do one thing. There we go. And 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, wait a minute.
Thank you, thank you.
Let me get a picture.
Yeah, they'll be posted.
Oh, my goodness. It's in color. Oh.
There you go.
Well, I'm the tall one.
One, two.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Yes.
I got you doing that.
I know you did.
You ready? 1, 2. There you go. Thank you so much for participating.
Yeah. Okay, our next recognition is for the Independence Day Art Contest winner, and presenting will be Councilmember Marquez.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, we're going to do the second celebration here, our awards. This is our 4th of July Arts Contest. And wait till you see some of these pictures. You're going to agree with us why they're award winners. At this time, I want to introduce a couple of VIPs in the audience tonight. It's Suze Odine, School Board Trustee. Would you come up here as I call your name? Come on up here. Ruth Self-Williams, she's not here today? Okay, we'll still give her an applause. Let's go. Brandy Clark, not here? Well, let's give her applause. Susan Smith? Oh, okay. Well, we get all the ladies that want to show up, huh? Okay. And Cleveland Johnson. Mr. Johnson, come on up. And of course, not but least, the number one gentleman, and I call him Dr. K, and we all know who that is. Dr. K, come on up, please.
Still number one when I got here.
Oh,
But,
wow.
that makes me feel really good. You said that on TV and everything.
Anyways, the students were prompted with an open-end question, how to do Independence Day at Movell Way. The question prompted thousands of entries. All participating students demonstrated their ability for art, basically all art. They created this picture, this vision, and that's what they drew out. Winners, you'll hear their names. Please join me and Dr. K at the dais as we recognize you. Dr. K?
Am I going to talk into this microphone?
You sure can.
Okay. Well, hi, everybody. You think I'd never had this opportunity before, but it's different. Now, y'all, when I call your names, the students, your mamas and daddies, your sisters and brothers, you can all come up here. Carol Boyne-Held, you can come up here. She's the director of elementary education, and she actually did all this, to get them to enter.
Come up here.
Yeah. So there were different groupings by age level, and from kindergarten through second grade. In first place is Bella Gonzalez, who attends Hidden Springs Elementary School. She's here with her mother and her first place. Yeah, don't you do her?
Got a family here?
Do they want to come?
Come on up, bring them up. Don't be shy. Come on up. I want to see that picture. Let everybody see that great picture.
And another first place for third through fifth grade. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Third through fifth grade is Josue Shantiero of Sunnymead Elementary School, who's in the fourth grade. And then in second place from third through fifth grade is Isabella Grace Becerra. What?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I was just repeating what you're
Isn't
saying.
she here? Yeah, there she is right there. And she is in the third grade at Northridge Elementary School. Isn't that you? Oh, the fourth grade? Well-
Fourth grade, see? See, I would have said something else. I don't have my glasses, but Dr.
Well, is it? Anyway, I'm glad you're in the fourth grade. I apologize.
Yeah. Oh, in the fourth grade?
I said fourth grade, didn't I, Josue?
But now I'm fifth grade.
Oh, no, you're fifth grade.
Okay,
Okay.
Dr. Rowan, he went
Well,
up.
they did these in the summer. I should know, and they promoted. So, okay. So maybe I'll get this one right. In the third grade, no, from the third through fifth grade, third place is Amaret Susie Castro of Ridgecrest Elementary, and you must be in the fifth grade now, aren't you? Okay.
Oh, see, we got it right. There you go.
It took me a minute, but I'm catching on.
And unfortunately, two individuals couldn't make it tonight, and I'm going to mess up their name, but Sowe Botella from Towngate Elementary, and also Judith Marr of Ramona Elementary. They were unable to make it, but let's give them a round of applause. I just want to say great job, and I hope you continue with this education, because it means not a lot to you. To us, it means a lot, because we know what our generation's producing here. And you're coming up, sorry, you kids are coming up with these great ideas and the pictures of your city. So thank you from my heart, from the council, thank you. Dr. Kate, you have the final words? You can say some final
Yeah,
words if you
all
want
right.
to.
Well, I think it's always a wonderful opportunity whenever you get to come to the city council meeting with the school district, because I think it shows a real partnership and collaboration in what we do together and how we celebrate the students and their families that live and work in our community. I'm truly honored to work with such wonderful families and a wonderful Board of Education and the students that are so talented. And I just appreciate the fact that tonight And I hope I invite you to do this more often. There's other categories, but, to celebrate the accomplishments of the people, the students who go to school in our district and work so hard to make you proud. And they did that tonight. So congratulations. Thank you.
Mayor, you want to join us, council, please?
Michelle, the winners on the bottom level right down here. All right. Then let's get you two on that second step right there. Now we're gonna have to have everyone come towards the middle. The young lady in the second step, I come this way a little bit. Perfect. So we see you. All right, we do a couple 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. You get me?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Thank you for not making me on camera.
Okay, so that concludes the special presentations for this evening. The city council meeting will convene at 6 PM. Good evening and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Marina Valley Community Services District, City as successor agency for the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Marina Valley Housing Authority, Marina Valley Public Financing Authority, and the Board of Library Trustees. The City Council receives a separate stipend for CSD meetings. I now call this meeting to order on September 20th, 2022 at 6:01 p.m. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Delgado. Please rise. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Marcus,
Here.
let the record reflect that Councilmember Cabrera is absent. Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Delgado,
Here.
and Mayor Gutierrez.
Here. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Staff introductions, please.
Jane Halstead, City Clerk.
Paul Bradvica, Deputy City Clerk.
Stephen Quintanilla, Interim City Attorney.
Mike Lee, City Manager.
Brian Mohan, Assistant City Manager, Chief Financial Officer, City Treasurer.
Aldo Schindler, Assistant City Manager, Over Development.
Matthew Mancha, Community Development Director.
Michael Lloyd, Public Works Director, City Engineer.
Patty Wheat, City Senior Management Analyst.
Captain Ken Reichel, Chief of Police.
Diana Rocket, Fire Department, Emergency Management Division.
Great. Thank you so much. Staff, so before we hear public comments, do you want to let anyone know that needs any Spanish translation services? We do have that in the back. Also want to let folks know that there was an item that was was noticed as a public hearing item for a cannabis project. However, that item is not on the agenda. That item was withdrawn. So it's not on the council agenda. So I just wanted to notify the public on that. Finally, I ask that speakers bear in mind that comments are limited to 3 minutes. Public comments on items on the agenda or items on non-agenda items for the consent calendar as well. Do want to point out, in order to preserve the meeting decorum, the council and staff will not respond during public comments. What we'll do is we'll take down your information, and then towards the end, we'll respond to that. We will also have a staff member that will reach out to you with your information and then contact you as well. Again, public comments on matters on the agenda and non-agenda items will be taken up at this time. Please address the entire council. And we'll go ahead and have Madam Clerk. How many speakers, by the way, tonight?
We have 8 so far.
Okay. And this is for items on and non-agenda items?
I believe so, Mayor.
Okay. So let's go ahead and call the first 3. And again, this is on items for on or off the agenda, right?
Yes, sir. The first 3 speakers are Jaime Hurtado, Fred Buenuelas, and Deborah Craig.
And then just for decorum, if we can please also be respectful to anyone that's speaking at the podium, just want to highly encourage that. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I'm Jaime Hurtado. I'm running for mayor of this great city. This weekend, I wanted to share that we had a very good event. We had a volunteer cleanup event on Sunny Mead Boulevard. Our city does a good job. However, Team Hurtado wanted to contribute by organizing the cleanup and helping out as well. I was honored to be joined in the effort by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Delgado and Councilmember Elena Baca Santa Cruz. We had a very good experience out there. It was nice and cool that day, which is nice. And we did clean up several blocks, collecting dozens of trash bags. And we talked to local businesses. It was really nice to see that on a route. And we talked to them about how we can make things better in keeping things clean. And we need to work together to keep the city looking good and encourage people to patronize our local businesses. And of course, some of the main concerns from our local businesses were homelessness and crime. I'm pleased to report that I received the endorsement from the Riverside Sheriff's Association, and I'm going to make public safety my top priority. I'm committed, as you know, to this council and to the city to making sure that public safety and our officers have the resources they need. And that's why I have been endorsed by the Riverside Sheriff's Association and firefighters. In terms of homelessness, there's a partnership with the Salvation Army in the city of Moreno Valley that the mayor highlighted a few weeks back when he met with Congressman Takano. And they talked about expanding the city's homeless service programs, including Homeless to Work program, which allows homeless individuals to achieve part-time work by beautifying the city, and the Rapid Rehousing program, which moves homeless families into immediate transitional housing. The city and the Salvation Army are seeking additional federal funding sources to expand the Homeless to Work program and the Rapid Rehousing program to reach more individuals in need. These kinds of programs speak together government, nonprofits, community organizations, and that is how we make substantial change. These are the kinds of programs that I will continue to build upon as mayor. I thank the mayor for his leadership, and I thank Councilwoman Baca Santa Cruz, Mayor Pro Tem Mel Delgado, for their time in coming out on Saturday morning to pick up trash and talking to our local businesses and owners to make this city better. Again, I'm Jaime Hurtado. Good evening. God bless. Thank you for your time.
The next three speakers are Fred Buenwalos, Deborah Craig, and Lindsay Robinson.
Hello, everybody. First thing I'd like to say is that I live in Val Verde School District, so I am voting for Melinda Young for school board member. She's the best candidate out there. So let's talk about high season and the cannabis situation. I sent information to you, all council members, and I hope you reviewed it in regards to all the crime that happens around the cannabis dispensaries. High season is off of Harley Knott's. Well, they used to be off of Harley Knott's, and they had their conditional use permit, from what I'm hearing, that expired. And I believe they might have been operating without the conditional use permit. So that's something that they can speak up against if they want. Also, they have a location in Adelanto. The interesting that I found out about that location, it's all by itself, nothing around it. I have one page of calls of service out there with just one incident. So when you're out there by yourself, apparently crime doesn't happen. So that's why I would like those cannabis dispensaries away from school and away all by themselves. Candidates Forum. A Candidates Forum was just happened with Sunny and Grace hosting it. Moreno Valley First. If you missed it, you can go check it out on the Facebook page. The interesting thing that was that happened there, well, actually, candidate Hurtado, Cabrera, and Bernard were not there. They can speak for themselves why they weren't. But I like to know what's, who I'm voting for. I like to be informed. So it was disappointing that they weren't there. I'm hearing that the city will be sued by High Season if they don't get approved. The city will be sued by people that don't want cannabis dispensaries close to school. Val Verde School District had a discussion about cannabis dispensaries recently. They talked about it. Basically, everyone was agreeing that they don't need to be around schools. And you can catch that on Moreno Valley First if you want to go take a look at it. Before I moved here, the ordinance was passed. That needs to be changed. I'm going to support candidates that want to change that because, bottom line is everybody agrees that cannabis dispensaries shouldn't be near schools. They shouldn't be in my shopping center. That's why I'm here to speak about it. So if there's any candidates that are going to be wanting to change that ordinance, I'm going to support you 100% to get that done. Now, if these dispensaries do go in, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be like a hawk and I'm going to watch these places. And any violations that happen, I'm going to report them to the state and to the city so we can get that conditional use permit. So I'm going to make it as hard as possible for High Season to come into my area at Iris and LaSalle. And let's see if there's anything else here. Oh, again, I'm supporting Melinda Young for school board. I'm in the Val Verde School District. She is the best candidate there, and she's going to keep our kids safe at our schools. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Deborah Craig, Lindsay Robinson, and Bob Palomares.
Good evening, City Council and Moreno Valley residents. My name is Deborah Craig. You might not recognize the face or me, but you might recognize the name. I am a candidate for mayor also. You might be going, how could that be, Deborah? I don't see your signs anywhere. That's true. You don't see a Deborah Craig for mayor sign anywhere because I hate campaign signs. They hang around too long, and I don't want people to vote for me because you see my sign on every street corner. I want you to vote for me because you think that's who I want. I want you to know me. I want you to know my passion for the city. I want you to know my involvement in the city, not just because I'm running for mayor the last year or the last few months. I've been dedicated to the city since I've lived here, and I've lived here for 30 years. You might say, well, who are the unions that are endorsing you? Well, none, because not only don't have campaign signs cost money, and then I could get money from unions, but I have a funny feeling when a union endorses somebody, they might want something in return. And by not accepting donations, I'm for all people, not just union people. Like I said, I'm a teacher, been a union employee for 25 years, but I will say I don't have my dues go to political things. I have them excluded. So what you might know me as is I have had the biggest volunteer gig in Moreno Valley for 9 years. I am the creator on Moreno Valley Matters, and I have done it honestly every day, 52 weeks a year since 2013, when I was involved in politics back then. I let people know about the crime. I let people about the good things, the bad things. And the reason why I'm running for mayor is because I'm tired of just seeing people rant. I'm tired of people being upset about what they see in the city. I want to be an agent of change. I just don't want to go on social media. My Instagram platform has 75,000 followers. My new Facebook has 25,000. And I think together we all need to get involved and make the city better. And as far as cleanups go, Roy Bleckert and I used to do community cleanups all the time. We used to have families come out. We did them on our own. So I've been doing community cleanups way longer than just a weekend or two. So anyway, my time's almost up. And this is a big step for me, getting away from the keyboard, not just typing on social media. So if you have any questions, you can contact me on Facebook or Instagram. So thank you very much, and you all have a pleasant evening.
Next three speakers are Lindsay Robinson, Bob Palomares, and Elmer Thomas.
That's a hard act to follow. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Robinson, also a mayoral candidate for a lot of the same reasons as Deborah, and my platform is putting our residents first. Again, I was a union member, retired from the university, and so I know the good and the bad of the unions, but I am not asking for any endorsements other than the residents. But all that aside, I don't want to talk about me. I was here to talk about the Edgemont cannabis, and you said it was withdrawn. Does that mean totally withdrawn or just from this meeting? Because that's an inappropriate place, and I hope it won't be approved. It's narrow streets. There weren't enough parking spots for a multi-use cannabis dispensary. It's near homes and a church.
Pause the timer real quick. Brian, do you want to make a comment there?
Yes, just for the record, that particular item, although it was publicly noticed in a newspaper, was pulled or what did not make it on the agenda tonight. So it very well could be continued at some point, but it is not on the agenda tonight.
So it's not withdrawn completely, like Ironwood Village was withdrawn completely.
I don't know about that other project, but at this point, I am unaware. And
Okay.
it is not on the council tonight.
Thank you. So that I was speaking that it's really an appropriate spot, and it's sad that the planning commission may have approved it, but that area of Edgemont does not need a cannabis facility next to homes, next to church, narrow roads, not enough parking. They could probably, if it is zoned commercial, they could use something like a Dollar Tree that sells food to help the residents out more. Again, I'm a mayor candidate, but I'm not going to talk about me tonight because we did it all at the forum on Saturday. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Bob Palomares, Elmer Thomas, and Linda Thomas.
Good evening, Council. First of all, I always like to salute fire and police. Thank you for what you do. I didn't hear anybody talking about our kids. You know, I seen on the last council meeting where Mr. Frank Navarro came here and spoke about the threat of defunding the police from the Valverde School District, which is a no-no. You know, this is when we need more, not less. But the thing is that he's tied with Corey Jackson. Corey Jackson just had a fundraiser, and Cabrera is one of his committee members, and he was using foul-mouthed language about the police department, about defunding them. It's on there, you know, and it got me pretty mad. I said, you know, our kids are number one. You're going to threaten our kids with defunding police. You're not fit to be in this council or on any board. You know, Cabrera's out there tied by the belly button with these two individuals and threatening to defund police. He's done it in the past and he continues. He comes up here, he says he's not, but when he's out in the streets, he's bad-mouthing them. But yet, he'll threaten our kids. But when they were going through in November, through not the recall, but the Brown Act violations, he needs a security officer to walk him in here. The kids don't come, but he does. And Mr. Navarro warned us, you know, that it's coming and these guys are all tied together. And, you know, the safety net they want to remove for our kids. And on another note, let's see here. About the homeless, you know, I think when we talk about the homeless and the funding, because all these people are coming up here and they all want money, I think that we need to keep it tight because when you go too wide, you're less effective. I know the Salvation Army does a great job. Hole in the wall, they've been around a while. They just need to get their paperwork straight. And, you know, I know the city looks at the records and see what they've been doing and how long, and that's the way they go. You know, Cabrera up here, when the hole in the wall didn't have the work done, he says, can you make an exception? What do you mean make an exception? There's rules that you got to follow. Go to the DMV and try to get your license without taking a test. Well, I know how to drive. You still got to take the test. So anyway, Hurtado's a man. He's going to clean it up because if Cabrera gets in here, he can screw this city up in 2 years for, boy, and it's going to hurt our people. Thank you.
The next three speakers are Elmer Thomas, Linda Thomas, and Benjamin Schuler.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elmer Thomas. I'm a resident of Moreno Valley District 3. First, I want to give thanks to the council and the mayor, except Cabrera and Marquez, for an amazing El Grito. My family had a fantastic time. It was a wonderful family event, bringing together our community in a wonderful celebration. This was a great way to usher in Hispanic Heritage Month. Thank you. At the last council meeting, Cabrera said the MVUSD scolded us about flyers. That was false. He must have gotten confused because at that meeting, I did say I will, in fact, hand them out person to person. And in fact, I have some copies right here, and I'm very happy to deliver in person. At the next school board meeting after that, David Marquez and Lindsay Robinson showed up in proud support of LaDonna Jimson. Yes, the same LaDonna Jimson that tried to take District 1 seat illegally, and they were trying to stop her from being removed from the Measure M committee. Spoiler alert, they failed. She was in fact removed. This is the same LaDonna Jimson who was supported by Ulysses Cabrera and David Marquez and appointed to the city council in a coup. The Riverside County DA called them out on their shenanigans and they had to remove her. Defiantly, David Marquez said, "Who cares about the Brown Act?" Well, the Riverside County DA does. In fact, when I went to the County of Board Supervisors meetings, the first page, it says Brown Act right there. A lot of people care about it, just not you, apparently. What I want to see in our mayor is leadership. I don't want a power-hungry bully like Ulysses Cabrera that specializes in taking selfies, doing photo ops just like Marquez, and taking credit for other folks' work. I guess you've taught him all your best qualities. Not to mention his bullying of folks when he tried to get rid of our attorney that tried to save our city. Final reminder, Ulysses Cabrera and David Marquez attempted a coup of Moreno Valley's government last October, and there's still no consequences. He's still sitting there. Thanks for showing up to work today. We appreciate that. I don't know where you were the last couple of days. You were sure happy to go take selfies and cut ribbons, but you don't show up here. And there's still no consequences for neither of these clowns. And Cabrera, how can he run for mayor when he doesn't even deserve to be up there? He doesn't even deserve to be on any committee, let alone try to run our city. I am tired of the slow wheels of justice. I have proof here, letter from the district attorney. I have a police report where Marquez tried to hinder the investigation. Happy to talk to anyone after this and show my evidence. But those folks have to go. David Marquez and Ulysses Cabrera, they're disgusting and despicable, and they should go.
The next three speakers are Linda Thomas, Benjamin Schuler, and Patricia Hamlin.
Linda Thomas, Moreno Valley resident for District 3, where our leadership is non-existent. David Marquez, we want to stop paying your retirement fund. We want a leader that can understand the future, not someone that can barely understand the past. Your disrespect of the law is despicable. Ulysses Cabrera and David Marquez both need to be censured and removed immediately. I don't understand why Ulysses Cabrera is a candidate for mayor. He's a savage who will continue to cause liability to our city. We want to move forward. Remember, because of these two savages, Ulysses Cabrera and David Marquez, there was an illegal appointment of LaDonna. Almost 1 year later, they're still here. Why? There needs to be consequences. This is not a situation that we can afford to give a slap on the wrist. It's embarrassing. And I never wanted to say this, but David Marquez, look at me. Because of Victoria Baca, you are sitting there. You said, maybe once she was my relative. Everything you eat, you can thank her. The roof you have over your head, you could thank her. She helped you. And you are an ungrateful animal.
The next three speakers are Benjamin Schuler, Patricia Hamlin, and Roy Blickard.
Good evening, City Council and directors and supporting. I am the founder. I heard the young man talk about the hole in the wall. I am the founder. I am the face of the hole in the wall. We've been on Postal 24187 since April the 1st, 2010. We have been coming to the city asking for support, some water, something. During the pandemic, we were open. We were on the front line putting in work. And I spoke with the city council member who I just met today, and I asked her, why haven't she at least come by to see how she can help us? If we're struggling as an organization, we've been doing it for 12 years. We provide resources for the homeless. Yes, the Salvation Army does what they do, but they're not on the front line. We're on the front line where the homeless come by with their trash, with their problems, and we give them bus passes, we give them food vouchers, we give them a place to eat, and we give them a place to get their mail. All we asking for the city, if we're not prepared, then help us get prepared. You are supposed to work for us. So if you're working for us, prove it. We elected you. All I want is somebody from that board of council, like the mayor, very nice guy. He has yet to come by. Every November, we feed the homeless. We feed them a full Thanksgiving dinner. but we have yet to get anybody from this city in 12 years to come by, with the exceptions of LaDonna Jempson. You may not like her, but she came by. During the pandemic, she bought masks. During the pandemic, she said, Benjamin, how can we help you? But nobody from this city has ever came by other than, I'm sorry, sir, help me. He came by when we had a homeless program, special event, because nobody recognized the homeless. All we do is we pay our police department to chase them from one vacant lot to the next vacant lot when they could come in and get real resources. And we are that go-between, the hole in the wall that nobody wants to fund. Nobody wants to give us not even some water. Give us something. Let us know that you do see us and you want to help us. But we don't get that. So I'm gonna come here every time this meeting is until somebody from the city council sees some good in what we're doing, because we're on the front line, and help us continue the services that we provide. I'm gonna say this and be quiet. We are the only homeless drop-in center where they can come anytime in the daytime from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., Monday through Friday, and get their mail delivered for free and get some resources.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, next speaker, please. Next speaker.
The next three speakers are Patricia Hamlin, Roy Bleckard, and Russell Schaefer.
Good evening, council members. I'm only laughing because my boss is so enthusiastic. My name is Patricia Hamlin. I'm the secretary at the Hole in Wall, Inc. I'm coming here not only representing the Hole in Wall, but I'm also here representing the homeless. I have been homeless. I have had an addiction. I have had to live on the streets. When these people come in, I looked at the census on Google, and it said for Moreno Valley, you'll have 165 originally homeless that you've counted. And then I looked again and it said, well, 77% have found housing or have been placed somewhere. I want you to know that that statistic is so off the mark. These people are invisible. When my boss said that as soon as you go to one spot, one encampment, they almost know and sense that they're about to be raided. They're about to be thrown out of wherever they are. And they will move. They have this instinct. They have this survival mode. When they come to our agency, we not only feed them, but we also work with the mentally health challenge, the drug addicted. The homeless are not just homeless. We have women and children now with 3 to 5 children living in a car. We have seniors from 55 up to the age of 80. They are residing in their cars. These are invisible people. They didn't get counted with the census. We have women with children that have been displaced out of their apartment because during the pandemic, they weren't able to pay. And when it was time to pay, the owners moved them and raised the rents. I appreciate being a resident of Moreno Valley. I come from Los Angeles, and I have watched Moreno Valley grow in the last 5 years, and I am so proud to be a resident here. But it also has caused the rents to be increased. We've had landlords have decided to put out the women and children and raise the rent. We have this invisible population that is uncounted in your census. And we want to continue to help these people. That's why I guess my boss is so enthusiastic, because we have people coming in every single day with all types of physical and mental abuse and battering. And we have been able to place in the past January to August, we have had 86 intakes. We have been able to place 57 of those. And I'm very proud. I'm very proud to be a part of this agency. Thank you so very much.
The next three speakers are Roy Bleckard, Russell Schaefer, and Tom Gerald.
In order to suppress the liberty of the people, you must first take away their freeness of speech. Benjamin Franklin. It's really the only thing we have to keep our republic free society it is. Put questions about the activity in the city, the appropriation of funds, were they done? We've had this going on. We've had these questions for 10 months. They still remain unresolved. Until they were resolved, I believe the citizens of Moreno Valley are going to keep bringing this up until we get closure on the system. Now, on about September 8th, I had a conversation with the city clerk. And I brought up California Government Code 36513. Has to do with vacancies in office. And if a council member misses more than 70 days and without permission, that office is declared vacant. As I count it, council since June 21st, council member David Marquez missed 73 days because he missed the July 5th and the September 5th meeting. There's a case recently in the city of Bell Gardens where a city council member was removed from office under that statute. I bring this up because in case this goes through and there's any deciding votes here tonight, and there's a possibility, and again, this is just my reading of the law. I'm no lawyer or give legal advice. This is just the questions I have asked and have not received answers to up until this day. So I think we have a serious situation going on here. I think it needs to be explored like everything else. I hope everyone will do their due diligence and put an answer to the questions. Because again, in this city and in our state and in our nation, if we do not follow the laws, if we do not follow what our founding fathers fought, died, and bled for, and we give it up, do you want that on your record of history?
The next three speakers are Russell Schaefer, Tom Gerald Sr., and Luis Palomares.
I want this for the record. Toxic Cabrera, investigated by the Riverside County District Attorney for colluding with Councilman Marquez to illegally appoint Dolores Jepson, who is convicted felon for embezzlement, to the City Council. The DA had to step in and order them to overturn an appointment and face major legal consequences. Fact, he has an open investigation by the FPPC. He is being investigated by the Regulating Commission, who is in charge of local and state electrical procedures by abusing the power as the elected official by contacting residents' cell phones by using a robocall method. This method is illegal because he had obtained permission from every resident. The law states only landlines can be contacted. He also did not add paid by disclaimer after the call in order to confuse residents. Fact, voted against Moreno Valley residents. He voted against many great programs designed to help people of the community, such as Senior Eats, Renters Assistance, and Small Business Grants. He also voted against a $22 million grant that the city gave the school board. The no vote was vote against the children of our communities. Fact, he acts like he is above the law. He disregarded the city campaign ordinance by hanging up his political signs 3 weeks prior to what the ordinance allows. He ignored our city attorney's advice when he was advised not to move forward with the illegal appointment of LaDonna Jepson due to illegal appointments putting our city in danger of lawsuits. Cabrera moved forward with the appointments of LaDonna Jepson nonetheless. Guilty. As a result, Ulysses Cabrera wasted thousands of our tax dollars to defend the consequences of our actions from moving forward with the illegal appointment. He has advised not to do so. Guilty. Fact, he has no code of ethics. He misled residents of the political meet and greet flyer. He called himself the mayor when he is not the mayor of Moreno Valley. He is an imposter. Maturity can be described as someone with experience and strong work ethic. I cannot see that describing Ulysses Cabrera at all. It scares me to think that he could become mayor of Moreno Valley. He's good at going around, shaking hands, smiling for cameras, and bringing that he's studied political science in school, but that does not mean in the real world. I'm all for young people getting a chance to succeed, but Ulysses Cabrera has already shown us what type of man he is. He is someone who will do anything to get back at people that he has issues with. For this main reason and many other examples, he would be a disaster. What kind of person would you go far as to attempt a coup? Lucky for us, the district attorney put Cabrera, Marquez, and Jemsons in their place. These three people are vindictive and dangerous and have no place in city government. We need someone with her experience and maturity to be our mayor. That person is Jaime Hurtado. Thank you.
The next two speakers are Tom Gerald Sr. and Luis Palomares.
Hey, Tom. Good evening.
Hi, Mayor. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Had some business needs, and last 2 weeks ago, the heat got me. I took a shower, and that was it. I was done. So thank you. Tom Gerald, speaking on behalf of myself, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, members of staff, and the public. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight and address our local issues here. First of all, on the hole in the wall, I heard their comments. I like those guys. I think they're good guys. I think they're doers. I don't know a whole lot about them, but when I've seen, they seem to be very committed to their mission, and I think they're a worthy consideration. I'm surprised we haven't done anything in the past, but they seem very dedicated to a needed, I'll call it ministry in the city. They didn't ask me to say that. And I officially want to welcome Jane Halstead back to the city, and missed her first actual meeting, but I've talked to her on the phone, and she did a fine job in previous tenure, and I'm sure she'll do a wonderful job now and in the future. So welcome back. And the El Grito celebration, incredible, just incredible. It's off the charts, really good. So everybody's to be commended who had a hand in that and organizing it, putting together and working it. So, and then the mayor's state of the city, another big score for the city. My boss comes out, he enjoys it a lot. And also I want to give some kudos now to a new entity in the city, our donkey refuse patrol there. I've been using it regularly. My neighborhood seems to they have a pattern, and so I'm not shy about calling in every couple of days, and called in a bunch of addresses this morning, and they get right on it. So that's something we got to do. But in closing, I want to say why I'm supporting Jaime Hurtado. Decades of selfless dedication at very low level, no pay, no glamour, a lot of work, a lot of headaches, a lot of grief. Entities for the city, Chamber of Commerce stuff, community things, and that's where I got to know him. And the one time we did need something official from the county, he was not only did he handle it, but he handled it very well, very fairly. He didn't just take us at our request. He did his homework, made sure that both sides had a fair consideration, and helped the businessmen to get their doors reopened in a timely fashion. So I like that. So I see him as a decent long-term player, very knowledgeable, well-connected, got a long history, decades of government experience. I think it helped the city now and in the future. So I thank you for the opportunity to speak, and you have a great rest of the month.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Final speaker is Luis Palomares.
I got this. Luis Palomares, community activist. Toxic Cabrera, along with Marcus. He's in the same boat. They're all flip-flop together. They lie, they're phony, they're fakes, and they're frauds. Shame on you, Marcus. Why are we paying you not to show up for 3 meetings? Oh, meet and greet you're at those, or ribbon cuttings. Shame on you. Why are we paying you the big bucks? Why are we giving you a car allowance? $500 plus, whatever else you take from us. You're not giving us our money's worth. All you are is obstruction obstructing this, along with Lindsay here. All she does, she put a big front up here today. All she does is obstruct. Anything that wants to come to the city, even a darn gas station, they don't want it. Let's build a church. She don't want it. Boy, they sure did some good commercials here today. And Cabrera, your buddy, your lying buddy Cabrera, what a joke. Honesty, integrity. That man don't possess that quality at all. He even uses the church. He had him here the last time. He went and lobbied them over there saying, oh, let's see what we could do about this convenience store here. Like he could fix things. This is a done deal. All he's doing is using. He'll just even use the church. That's how low down he is. Just like you, Marcus, you low down dirty dog. That's right. You made a police report and said I put my hands on you. Never happened. I'm talking to the DA about that one. So you get away with murder. Your daughter almost ran down Elmer Thomas. They made a police report. How dare you? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You could break the law here? Just because you're a council member? Hell no. You can miss all the meeting just because you're a council member. And your pal Cabrera's the same way. They don't got an honest bone in their body. They don't have souls. They don't care about anybody but their own darn agendas. That's all they care about. And I want to show you this. And we're going to get these going here. But I want to show you this real quick. And I want you to show it. Zoom in. Cabrera, lying Cabrera, investigated by the DA. Lying Cabrera, that's who this man is. That you want for our mayor, you want for our mayor, you want him, Marcus, for our mayor. You're both the same. Low down, lying, phonies, fakes, and frauds. I don't even know why you're ashamed to and a disgrace to our city. I don't even know why you showed up here today, you coward. I don't know why you and Cabrera are the same. You're cut out of the same pattern. No souls. And then Cabrera uses the God card. His wife says, oh, you need God. No, they need God. Was God helping them when was God helping them when he was hanging his lying signs? That's what I want to know. That he's the mayor. Was God there helping him? That's what I want to know. I don't think so. When he said on his sign, and he put him on 3 weeks before also. Wow. Was God helping him then? Like you liar. You fake, you phony,
thank
you're
you,
fraud.
Luis. Okay, thank you. Okay, Luis, you're out of order.
That concludes public comments, Mayor.
Okay, consent calendar. Sections A through E are considered to be routine and non-controversial. Does any council member have any items?
None for me.
Okay. Any council questions? Okay. I'll entertain a motion by council to approve the consent calendar.
I move.
Okay, motion made by Councilor Marquez
I'll second.
and a second by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Delgado. Okay, please call for the vote. It's approved. Motion carries. And go straight into, there is no hearing item. So we're going to go straight into reports, city council reports. We don't have so we'll start with Mayor Pro Tem Ed Delgado for RCTC. And if you want to just do WRCOG as well.
I'll do WRCOG first.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On September 12, 2022, the Western Riverside Council of Governments Executive Committee approved a professional services agreement with GHD Incorporated to complete an updated TUMF Nexus study. And this concludes the report for WRCOG. And I'll move right into the Riverside County Transportation Committee, or RCTC. At the September 14th Riverside County Transportation Commission meeting, the commission received an update on sales tax performance in 2017, or since 2017. The report showed consistent cycles for the most economic categories. They also received an update on the commission's digital communication efforts and reports on the 15 express and 91 express lanes. The commission approved various projects, including the following: an allocation of local transportation funds to WRCOG and CVAG for planning efforts in the amount of $1,072,500, a change order to amend the Interstate 15 Express Lanes Project Toll Services Agreement to add additional toll facilities within the new 1591 Express Lanes Connector Project. The fiscal year 22-23 state of good repair allocations in the amount of $4,376,624 for eligible transit-related expenses. An agreement with AMMA or AMA Transit Planning in the amount of $189,985 to develop a transit funding handbook. The 2022 ADA Self-Evaluation and Transition Plan. The self-evaluation form shall be submitted to Caltrans. Couple more, hang in there. Agreements for Freeway Services Patrol Tow Program along Interstate 215, State Route 91, and I-15 Express Lanes. An agreement for the design work of the Mid-County Parkway Section 3 project. This section is along Ramona Expressway from 1 mile east of Ryder Street to Warren Road. Approvals were also recommended on the project funding. And this concludes my report for the RCTC that took place on September 14th. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we now have Councilmember Marquez for Western Riverside County Regional Conservation Authority.
Thank you, Mayor. On September 12th, 2022, the Regional Conservation Authority, which is RCA, Board of Directors reported on their MSHC fees collection for the following months. April 2020, total of $155,705. And that's 2022, not 2020. May 2022 total of $108,000. June, same year, list that Moreno Valley fees are still pending. And that includes my report on the RCA.
Okay. And I believe you have one for RTA too?
RTA,
Okay.
yes. On July 6th meeting, the RTA Administration Operations Committee meeting, the committee recommended approval of the RTA Title V program to update the demonstrations that RTA provides service and equity throughout its service area contracts. They also approved an assistant operations manager position because what happened during the COVID, there was many offices, titles were eliminated. Now that services picked up, they're rehiring back in those positions. So that being said, it's still under the budget of RTA. At the September 7th meeting, the committee received updates on the call center and dial rights. The call center received 22,095 calls in June, increase of 8.4 compared to June of 2021. Dial a Ride received 8,600 calls, which is up 18% from the previous year. They also approved the studies results for workman's comp and liability program. They fund their own workman's comp programs. No one else does that. Approval to award an agreement to a developer to management development designed to sustain the service plans, and meaning that, again, they make up their own workman's comp programs, and they're very, very well organized in that position. And finally, the committee recommended approval of the authorized free rides on Friday, December 31st from 2 p.m. till the end of that route's daily service. And on November the 8th, Election Day, all service for any rider is free all day. That includes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay. I2, which is Employee Association reports. None. Okay. I3, which is City Manager's report.
Mayor, I have no report for tonight. Thank you.
Okay. All right. That brings us to closing comments. So we'll each do 5 minutes. Council member, starting with Councilmember Marquez.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, it's good to be back. I know I've been gone a while. Been all excused absences, so in case people don't know, they were all excused. So we'll go from there. I just want to touch on something that was brought up again tonight on this car accident. What Mr. Thomas didn't tell you that he's suing my granddaughter, who's 19 years old, who was not at fault for $2 million. And then he has the audacity to come up here, him and his wife, and tell me what type of person I am. So he's suing me for $2 million also for what? Because I'm a council member and he thinks he's going to get money from the city. So I just want to bring that out because he never mentioned that, but that's what's happening right now. There's a lot of people out here right now that are want me to resign, step down. That's not going to happen. You tried recalling me several years ago. That didn't happen. You can try it again. More power to you. You come up here every council meeting and degrade me, belittle me. I got thick blood. I don't care. You're only a handful of people, 5, 6 people out of 200,000. Don't bother me. Now, we had an event here recently, last week, El Grito. That was an awesome event. Parks put it on. I mean, I've had people from outside of the city come up to me and tell me that was awesome. We attended. It was great, and it was. I want to give kudos to not only the parks, but everyone involved in that, along with the council. That was great. Other than that, not much more. We're doing paving in District 3. We've got a lot of road signs out there. Be careful where you drive. They're not potholes. People are calling me saying, "Hey, there's a gigantic pothole." It's not potholes. It's they're taking the top surface off and laying some more asphalt on it so it could be compacted. So when they come back the second time to put the topping on there, it'll be a smooth roadway. So it's not potholes. I'm getting calls saying, "Oh, there's a sign. It looks like a car's falling off a cliff." Well, that's just telling you that the road's there's a dip in the road. Slow down, and that's what it is. There's phases that they go through doing the road repairs, and we're trying like heck to get it done. So, and with that, I want to thank everybody again, and hope to see you again in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
Okay, we have Councilmember Baca Santa Cruz.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to give a report of a few meetings and events I've attended since the last council meeting. After the last council meeting, we went over to the League of Cities. A lot of the city employees and several of us on the council attended many very informative sessions, including economic development, cannabis, ethics, harassment prevention, and many general sessions that talked about upcoming legislation. I'm very sad that people who need ethics and harassment prevention training, like fellow council members, chose not to attend. I've also met with residents, business owners throughout the city. I received an invitation to visit the Hole in the Wall, which I'll be doing soon. I also was part of the September 11th commemorative event at the school district. Mayor Pro Tem and I represented the city, and we did have an event. We also had a memorial at the fire station where residents were able to drop off flowers in remembrance. So my children and I did that as well. So thank you very much for putting a place out for residents to memorialize those that we lost so that we don't forget. I've also attended the opening of new low cost apartments, the courtyards at Cottonwood recently. We are paving the streets, so it is going to get worse before it gets better. But again, and it's everywhere because we are doing 10 years of pavement repairs in 18 months. So yes, it is going to get worse before it gets better, but it's going to be better. Please bear with us. Finally, we did have El Grito. This was the second year that we were able to have that here at the amphitheater. I am so thankful for all the residents and those out of the area that came to celebrate with us. It was an excellent event. The Press Enterprise did wonderful coverage. I was there from the beginning all the way through the end. There was so much to do and so many people were able to enjoy this community event. So I look forward to seeing you next at Dia de los Muertos. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Mayor Pro Tem Ed Delgado.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, fellow council members. I too attended the school district's 9/11 memorial celebration, and that was awesome. They start talking about the reality of what happened, and it's extremely humbling that for us that are still here, that are still serving, that we're left behind to carry on their legacy. So every year we do something, and then I attended my church afterwards, and they did another special presentation. So I too attended the El Grito, and I had no idea. I was asked several times before 9 o'clock or 12 o'clock Mexico time if I was going to yell, and I had no idea what they were talking about. So at 9, council member Baca Santa Cruz took me over, and we started watching the celebration live in Mexico, and the bell ringing. I got chills because I've never seen it before, so it was cool. So that was really cool, and thousands of people. I found out the number today, and it was thousands of people because I was reporting hundreds and hundreds of people were there, but it was actually thousands. So super cool, and it is Hispanic Heritage Month. So what a way to kick it off. I know everybody has brought up the paving. Everybody up here has brought up the paving. The mayor will probably close it up by talking about the paving. But it's true. We told you guys at the beginning of this year, paving is coming. Be patient, It's here. So I do see patches. Like Councilmember Marquez said, they're not done. The roads aren't done, but I've been getting calls about, hey, I hope the roads aren't done. They're not done. So just hang in there. I think they're the new easier way to navigate through the online portal for information on the roads. Is that right? Is there an easier way to navigate?
I think they're working on it.
They're working on it. Okay, so stand by on that. It's going to be a little easier because you do have to go to 3 different spots to find your road. So it's going to happen. So just keep on checking. In the Salvation Army, I've been working with the Salvation Army to get some of our homeless folks taken care of. We had Garrett from the Salvation Army go pick up a couple folks and take them to get their Social Security card and a place to stay for a few nights. So they do a great job, and I think they still have vouchers. If anybody needs vouchers from the Salvation Army, they have plenty. And then I want to publicly thank Fire and PD for attending the Fairview Fire, and not just attending. The PD provided security, provided a force down there to evacuate and keep everybody safe. And I would get daily updates, and Moreno Valley PD was always on it, taking care of those folks down there. And RSA brought food for them and whoever else was down there. They didn't exclude fire just because they weren't part of RSA, but I'll tell you, that was multiple lives were saved, and damaged property was averted because of our great fire department and our great police department. Fire, it should be, it goes unsaid that they were there representing Moreno Valley because they showed up in force as well. So thank you, and thank your boss when he comes back. So we Moreno Valley have an incredible public safety response team, and that was on full display during those fires, that huge fire. So in addition, we got a lot of accolades from the wineries down there of helping them escort and round up the equestrian folks. They're not the folks, but their horses, to keep them safe away from the fire. So it was an amazing combined effort for everybody. So thank you, our public safety folks. And that's all I have. But to remember to be kind to one another. We won't see you for another 2 weeks, but in that time, try to do something kind for someone else. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I also want to echo that as well. Our public safety team did an amazing job. I've been hearing about it so often in regards to what they did, with the Fairview Fire, just the individuals that went out there, also with RSA as well. CAL FIRE did an amazing job as well. And like Mayor Pro Tem Delgado mentioned, you did save a lot of lives just by all of the work that you did. I do want to say that I did meet with Congressman Mark Takano. He actually came down to Moreno Valley, and I actually want to say about 2 weeks ago, and we met with Salvation Army. We gave him a tour of the Salvation Army facility and what we're actually doing with the Homeless to Work program. And he was very, very amazed of and very grateful of all of the hard work that the city is doing with Salvation Army in really putting these folks, into housing, and also all of the hard work that code enforcement is doing, and also our PD. We talked to him about the CBAT program, which is the Community Behavioral Assessment Team, where we have a therapist assigned with a deputy, and how great that program is going. So we were able to do that. But one of the good things also is that we were able to get an additional $2 million in funding also, so that was earmarked. So there's still some final approvals that need to kind of happen with the budget. But it looks like Moreno Valley will be getting that additional money for the homeless. So I do want to thank Congressman Mark Takano for that, for his leadership. But I also want to thank the staff too, because it was through the staff, working with the congressman's office to really put in our requests of what we think is working here, and how we can actually expand that to help more homeless and to reduce the homeless issues that are going on. As you can see nationwide, there's a lot of migrants, that are coming. There's homeless folks from different places, that are coming to the city as well. It's a very complex issue. It's also about drug addiction, alcohol, all of those things that you have to factor in. So I thank the staff and our public safety team for all of their hard work. I do want to say that with the hole in the wall, I do recall back in 2013, I was on the council, and actually in 2014, I was also on the council as well during that time. And what we did was we tried to help Hole in the Wall with getting an application going and all of that. And even years after that, that was my direction always. I know even the direction of the previous mayor, Mayor Owings at the time, was to help Hole in the Wall. And we tried, but there are things that the organization has to have. For example, they have to be a nonprofit. They have to have their documents and those kinds of things. And that's just because that's the law, so legally, the city can't just give money to any organization. They have to have things, organized and all of that. And we did create an orientation. My understanding was we did create an orientation where we can help guide them. So they always have that opportunity to apply again. As well for the next round of funding. I want to congratulate the parade winners, the art contest winners as well. They were really super excited. Mayor Pro Tem also mentioned it's Hispanic Heritage Month. It's also Emergency Preparedness Month as well. So really, just make sure that not a lot of people know, but that your smoke detectors should be working. Your carbon monoxide detectors should be working. So just check those. You should have one at each level, of your home. Also, you should also have just different equipment, that you need to have. So just go to our website. It's all there. It's all listed. And just make sure to have all of those things. You can find them really, really cheap actually at Lowe's or Home Depot. I did have the opportunity to welcome the state controller, Betty Yee, to the city of Moreno Valley. She actually did a webinar, and it was really great because we were able to share with hundreds of folks that were actually small businesses of how the city of Moreno Valley is actually helping them, and the types of tools that we have to help small businesses. So she was really, really amazed. I do also want to let folks know that we didn't forget about the Moreno Valley Beach overpass. Okay, it's there. We're working with the bond company to get that going. So I can't talk much about it because we're still working on it, but it's going to get going. And then the pavement update, you guys did talk about that. So thank you. That's a check right there. So just make sure, it's happening all over the city. And that's because we're really condensing 10 years of work into 18 months. 10 years of work into 18 months. We're really investing in pavement rehabilitation. The wonderful El Grito event was amazing. I think It was probably one of the most well-attended El Gritos that we've ever had, and the staff was really amazed. People were really happy. I do want to suggest to come to the Dia de los Muertos event coming in October, which is the Day of the Dead, and that is to celebrate the life of your loved ones. And sometimes people forget what the real meaning is of Dia de los Muertos, but it really is to Friday, October 27th. But the real point of it is to really celebrate your loved ones, and so you can even have a booth and have pictures of your loved ones and things that they liked. And so as people walk through those booths, you can talk about your family members, and that's the beauty of it. That's what makes it very, very special. So I'm looking forward to that event as well. We're going to have music, we're going to have food. Please come on out to that event. It's going to be wonderful. And then last, I did attend the affordable housing courtyards ground, actually ribbon cutting. It was great, well attended, and it's going to help a lot of residents that are in need in this city. So with that, we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 7:06 p.m.